Hey everyone, this is Smoke with some King of the Hill gameplay on Dry Dock, I believe. For those of you who watched my most recent video, I talked about the reasons why I prefer King of the Hill as a game type for Gears of War 3. This video would be the contradiction to that. This is why I dislike King of the Hill for Gears of War 3. Nothing to do with the game type as a whole, but by and large, it's just the teammates. As I've alluded to in some of my more recent videos, I do play games solo more often than not, so I am at the mercy of who I'm paired up with, and although in some games I can kind of pick up the slack for what's needed to win a game. In a game like Gears of War, like I've said, I'm not the best, I'm not the worst, but I do need some participation from my teammates in order to get a win in an objective-based game. This match, though, was literally just the epitome of bad teammates. Literally just no interest whatsoever in capping. No interest in defending once we had it capped. I really don't even know what it was that they were trying to accomplish, but it certainly wasn't trying to win the game. The last 15 or 20 seconds of this video is really demonstrative of what I had to deal with in this particular match. I don't think I had anybody even try to help me secure the flag or defend it once we did have it. And really, that's what I'm looking for more often than not, is just somebody who's at least in the general area. I think it goes without saying that obviously if you've got more than one person shooting at an enemy, the results are gonna be a lot better than if you've got a few guys coming at you trying to retake the ring and you're left all by yourself trying to defend it. The ring that the enemies just secured here, they literally had it the full amount of time, and you know, once again, if you're the only person trying to go and break it, you're going to have a very difficult time doing that. But there comes a point where you're left to try to guess where the next one's going to be, and that's what I do when I'm with some subpar teams. I try to anticipate where the next ring is going to be, to at least give myself an opportunity to try to cap it prior to the enemy getting it and kind of setting up a defensive point for it. So that's what I did here, and I did a quick scoreboard check too, just to confirm what I thought was already the case, and that's that I was the only one capping the ring at this point. I think I had 4 caps, and there wasn't one person on my team who had at least one at this point. So having the teammates that I do, I basically force myself to stay in the ring until death, and then normally in this case is broken. And to my amazement, after I break the ring that the enemies have captured, I actually did have a teammate who did go ahead and cap it. I think it was the first cap that was by my team other than myself this entire match. And yeah, so we actually have a situation here where you have 2 guys who are trying to defend a point, which is much easier than the one that I was working with before. And we're able to squeeze out a first round victory here by a margin of 3. So definitely shouldn't have been that close as it was, but we'll take a quick peek at this scoreboard here, and you'll see 5 caps to the next closest of 1 on my team. When playing with bad teammates, obviously your approach needs to change a little bit, and in the case of this, I actually did have one guy back there, if nothing else, working as a distraction, but you flank up behind, you do something like grab those frag grenades and try to clear it out. And once again here, just trying to hold it down for as long as possible. Did actually have some other guys sticking around in the area, which made it a little bit easier. But the sad fact of the matter is, in a game like this, if you've got bad teammates who either don't understand the objective of the game or just aren't very good at the game and they're consistently dying, you're never going to have that map control, you're never going to have weapon control, and you're never going to have the objective, which more often than not is just going to add up to a loss. Now, I don't doubt that there are some better players who are going to be able to make do with the situation much better than me, but like I said, this game isn't my strong point, and I can only do so much myself. And as you'll see here too, when you have bad teammates coupled with teammates who aren't even playing, it makes the situation even worse. Why people join matches to not play is absolutely beyond me. When I was playing this game, I actually had a couple of people in the party with me, not playing the game, but just in party chat, and I was actually begging for bots as teammates, because honestly, I would have preferred to have the bots where I was programmed to play the game and programmed to go for the objective, versus the guys who either just had no inclination, no desire to play the game, or the people who literally just weren't even playing the game. I'd rather have a bot any day of the week. I think for anybody who's doing any scoreboard watching during this match, it should be pretty evident that we're going to get our asses handed to us this round, and ultimately, with what I've got to work with, we end up losing this match too. And I really think that kind of speaks to the fact that you know, there are some freaks of nature in these games who do some amazing things regardless of what their teammates are like. I mean, they could take the worst teammates and really make the best of the situation, but for regular Joes, for the guys who aren't the best at a particular game, you really are you're only as good as your weakest teammates. And I think watching games like this, that's pretty evident. So here you see I actually did break this ring with 1 second to spare before the enemies won this round, trying to salvage what I could, hoping that we could hold this for the duration, and maybe my teammates would be using their brain and thinking about areas that the next ring could pop up to try to anticipate that and cap prior to the enemy getting there, and you know, hope for the best. But obviously that doesn't happen here. We do actually hold this ring for the duration. One of the things that I like to do when playing with some not so good teammates is do what I do right here, get a meat shield. The meat shield really helps in enabling to give you that little extra kind of bit of health, if you will, to hold down an area and to fend off oncoming enemies. It's right about here that I'm taking note of how much time is left in the ring that I own right now, and I start thinking, okay, I'm going to try to make a move towards where I think the next ring's going to be. I end up dying. My teammates obviously didn't do anything to secure the next ring, and the enemies only needed 1 second, so that was going to be a tough sell. If you were able to see that scoreboard that popped up just for a moment there, you'd see that I had 10 caps, and the next highest on my team was 3. It makes it for a very difficult situation to win with guys in second place having less than half of your total caps. This third round, for lack of a better term, was truly a clusterfuck. We could not get anything going. I think the majority of this round I have sped up to cut out a lot of respawning, and I think it's sped up to 4 times the regular speed in a lot of areas, just because it's me running to my death more often than not. But if you did watch this, I do appreciate it. I hope this video didn't come off as too much of me just complaining. It's more so just a rant in general of what it's like to have to deal with some bad teammates. But I hope you enjoyed it. This may be the last Gears of War 3 video I put up. I'll be looking to do some Modern Warfare 3 videos upcoming, so definitely keep your eye out for that. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.
Are you stupid or something?